up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. As always, please hit that subscribe button. It's right there. As you guys know, it's free. And that enables us to keep coming to you guys as often as possible with as many legends and icons in the game as possible. So please hit that subscribe button, like, share us, talk about us, be about us here at Unique Access Entertainment so we can keep coming to you guys all day, every day. Now, today, we have the honor and privilege of being joined by somebody I've been looking forward to talk to for a long time, Cud Master, the Grandmaster, the amazing DJ Cool V. Thank you for coming through, sir.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here. Once again, big shout out to my brother Dane, who, made a lot of this possible, reaching out to me and everything. I love Dane, man. That's my good brother from the beginning, man, and he's 100 with me.
Yes, we both got all kinds of love for Dane, so that's a beautiful thing.
Yes,
thank you as always, Dane.
Salute.
Yes, but Cool V has several books out. One of them, DJ Cool V Never Sleeps. If y'all don't have this yet, go to his website, DJ Cool V, and pick it up. And we're going to be talking a lot about that book and the contents of it today because it's an amazing book. And like I said, it's available at djcoolv.com. Check it out. And there's so much in the book that we're going to get to. And one of the things that I really appreciated that you said that I think is very important, and you talked about this with the comic rappers that had come before Biz, because a lot of people don't pay homage to the Busy Bees and the JDLs and different things, the Jesse D's, etc. So I wanted you to explain kind of that element of rap and why A, it's so important, and B, how we can pay better homage and make sure that those artists in particular get some shine.
Well, just to start it off right there, that's a good point to start it off because Busy B is the reason Biz Markie exists as far as the name is concerned. Biz took his name from Busy B. That's how much he idolized the L brothers. So he took his name, he took Busy B name and called himself Busy B Markie. Well, and a lot of people don't know that. And when we come into we don't want to call it comic rappers. We want to call it rappers that have fun while they're doing what they're doing. And you talk about the Stevie D's and the JDLs and all of that because that's the lineage that Biz falls right in that line. And the Flavor Flavs and the ODBs and and Busta Rhymes and people that love to be not just rapping but living their raps, like animated with their raps. You know what I'm saying? Like just putting all the full package, whatever word you just can describe it. That's why those people are that's that bloodline right there. And my man Lucio Dutch that wrote the book with me, he's the one, he made the bloodline codex. So he has all the bloodlines of rap in the book. So when you read it, people read it, they could just research where a lot of these rap styles came from and how they mix. I was just talking to Nori the other day and he told me, he said, listen, when you get Nori, you get Biz, Granddaddy IU, and Cool G Rap. That's Nori. Boom, like that. You know what I'm saying? And I said, I get it. I totally get it because of the way he does his thing, and he borrows from them, but pays homage to them too. And what we all do, none of us started rap. There is no, rap goes all the way back to the 30s, but we talking about people, I'm the first one to do this, the first one to do that, first one, and they don't know the history. So when you're talking about R&B and rap, who's before the Force MDs? I mean, in our times, not because there are many people that did it before us. And before the 79, explosion, it's so many rappers that come before that. It's rap records made in New York before 1979. That's why I don't understand where people come with, this started here and this started here. We got to stop that because the history is the history and you can't rewrite the history with your mouth. Once somebody can go research what they know and see it, and you can see people rapping, you can hear them on record rapping, and the date on the record is 60 such and such, 70 such and such, 1930 such and such.
Well, I was gonna say, Pigmeat Markham.
Pigmeat Markham. That's Pigmeat Markham, in my opinion, is the cause for the renaissance that happened in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Because Pigmeat Markham was from down south, but he played at the Apollo, and he played at the Apollo so much because he had hit records that he moved to the Bronx. So he's rapping when he comes up here from down south. He got hit records in 68 and 67, 68, 69. You know, he got hit rap records where he's rapping. Right. But the children doing it in the Bronx is what everybody recognizes, because it was a renaissance that inspired the world to do this thing called rapping, you know, because the kids picked it up in the Bronx, and then, you know, it just blew out from there, but it didn't start there.
Right.
Yeah.
There it is. But that's one of the many great things in DJ Kool V Never Sleeps. And one of the other things in there that I didn't know about was how Check It Out was originally made for the Lean On Me soundtrack.
Yes, we were all making records like in the Juice Crew, you know, when the movies came out, like Color soundtrack, you know, Warner Brothers tried to get us in there to do, you know, everybody to do something on there. And then the Lean On Me soundtrack. And we did Check Them Out. That's why Biz is talking about school. You know what I'm saying? So people don't know that, but we had done it for the movie. They didn't accept it. We just put it on the next album. We put it on the next album.
So given that Going Off had been so successful and you guys had toured and had this acclaim, what kind of, and we're about to get into a whole bunch of other challenges, but how did that respond, given that Color soundtracks, Warner Brothers, all these, you guys were on Warner Brothers, and there was that inside lane. How was the feeling and the feedback of that to kind of take that on the chin and keep it moving?
Oh, when they turned the record down, you mean?
Yeah.
Man, listen, we first and foremost, we were always the underdogs anyway. Nobody expected us to be anything near what we became in this business. So everything is a plus to us. So people don't even understand, you know, just making a record was the ultimate, you know, and the Make the Music that you hear isn't the first Make the Music that we recorded. So when you hear that Make the Music, and for us to hear that, like, because me, Kane, and none of us didn't have nothing to do with that version, you know what I'm saying? That version right there, when we heard that on the radio on Mr. Magic, we said we made it, and we wasn't even on the record. That's how happy we were, because, hey, listen, it's playing, Biz is rapping. Oh, man. So we just started doing shows. We was doing shows before that, but once we got the record to solidify doing a show, man, the rest was gravy, man. We took it from there, man. It's all good.
Okay. Now on Check It Out, also, you talk about how that was the first time as a producer that you did the filtering. So
yeah,
I wanted you to explain because in the book, one of the things that I really liked was how you talked about some of your own emotions and your excitement. So what is that feeling like back then and even now when you discover something new creatively that you can do with music?
Well, listen to me. It is not like I discovered anything. It's you buy these machines, and I'm a student of 45 King, you know what I'm saying? Also Marley Marl and a couple other people. But in the beginning, 45 King was showing me all these things, you know, like he would do amazing things with the minimal equipment. He doesn't have a whole big place. He did at one time after, I'm talking about in the beginning. I didn't even know I was producing before we did this album. I didn't even know I was producing. He didn't want to explain production to me. He sat me down and said, V, are you bringing the records to the studio? Are you sampling the records? Are you telling them what to do on the records? I said, yeah. He said, well, you're producing. You're arranging it, right? You telling them where things go? He said, you're producing. That's a producer. And I didn't know that.
Marley
So huh?
Marley told you that?
45 King told me.
45 King told you.
I'm from Jersey.
Right.
We recorded in Queensbridge, but I live in Jersey every day. You know what I'm saying? So the thing of it is 45 King, I would go over his house and we would hang out and and listen, he would make some amazing tracks. And, you know, I had ideas. I know records. So that wasn't a big thing. I got my own records. I know records. I know what records go together. I know where I could pull this sound and that sound. And 45 King had learned how to get the extra sampling time out of the 950s. So he had two of them, and he used to, you could filter and move things like that. And I was like, oh, yeah. Well, so when we did the Yvonne Fair, woo, you know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 we filtered that down, and the rest is history, man.
Because so what made 45 King tell you that? Like, what was the conversation?
Well, you know, we were starting to go to the studio a lot. And I was starting to, you know, I was learning tricks from Marley, you know what I'm saying? Because I was going to Marley's house. What we would do is bring the records and go there, and Marley had the equipment. I didn't have recording equipment. I had DJ equipment.
And this is during the going off era, right?
During the going off era. Before we even started that album. Like, you understand, we put out four singles from that album before the album comes out. Yeah, we on Prism. So you got Make the Music, Biz Dance, Nobody Beats the Biz, and Picking Boogers way before the album is done. We wasn't even working on the album yet. So now we going to the studio to make these records. So we're figuring out, okay, we want to do this, we want to do this. Marley never had tracks there waiting for us to do tracks. You know what I'm saying? So we thinking that's production. When we bring the records to the house, he's doing it because he got the machines. But 45 King explained to me that's no. He's an engineer. So the next album, when Marley was asking for a lot of money for production, we said, no, we'll do our own album. Right. And that's why we did our own album. And we went to, and to show people that I wasn't hard at Marley about that, we went and recorded our album, and I was going to mix it with Marley because Marley is great on the mix. You know what I'm saying? So me and Marley mixed a lot of records, him sitting on the board, because we didn't have automation. So if you did a record that had a lot of tracks, Marley would sit on these tracks, you would sit on these tracks. You know what I'm saying? And you do the punch ins and punch outs. And that's like, even with Picking Boogers, Kane and Marley mixed that. I wasn't even there for the mix. I did for all the recording, but not for the mix.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I know that was elsewhere in the book, but since we're talking about it now, is that the what in retrospect, or you talk about this in DJ Kool V Never Sleeps, that Marley refused to let you in the house, and that really ended your that
ended the whole recording piece.
So what did you ever find out like what happened or why?
Oh, I know what happened. We knew what happened that day, but it was disrespectful because we had the Fort Flavor unit with us. See, really, I was trying to bring, because I'm from Jersey, so I'm in the Juice Crew, but I hang with the Flavor Unit every day also. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm with Apache, rest in peace, Lati, 45 King, you know what I mean? Shakim at times, you know, Ramsey, everybody's at the house, at 45 King house in Irvington. So we over there, you know, and everybody's doing what they do. So now you get inspired there. We take our ideas, boom, I go home, get my records, boom, boom, boom. Go to Marley house, and we do records. But when that situation came, because 45 King actually, you know, was doing stuff with us and giving us ideas for our projects, you know, like on DJ Kool V Never Sleeps, I Hear Music in the Streets, that's a 45 King record. That, like, he gave me the sample, but it was originally done for Double J. Double J gave us the blessing to take the record and record it because Biz just loved that sample, the Curtis Mayfield joint. So at the end of the day, we bring them, because we're going to do a record at Marley's house with the Flavor Unit. So if the world hears the Flavor Unit on a Juice Crew record,
that'd be huge.
This is huge. I don't know what the. So when we come to the house, we drive up to the house, we get out the cars. Now, mind you, I have a tape at Marley's house. I'm bringing him another 2-inch because I recorded the record on his 2-inch. So I owed him a 2-inch, but he never let us in the house. So I left the 2-inch in the house. When I leave that 2-inch, because you know, he said, yo, man, I don't know them niggas. You can't let them in my house. I'm like, what are you talking about? We coming to record a record. Like, yo, man, I don't know them, man. All right. We break off. We never go back. Right? Now, mind you, I was getting ready to start mixing the album there. So I was getting ready to start mixing Just a Friend, Spring Again, and all of these records. I was starting to mix. We didn't finish the records. I did the record. I fully produced the records, everything. Marley flew a vocal on Just a Friend. We used one of the hooks and we put it in the other one. He told me he produced the record. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know where you get this shit from. Like, but I went, you know, I left that tape that day because when we left, we never went back. I never been to Marley house ever since that. So at the end of the time is he takes the track that I left at his house and does the Jingling Baby remix with LL.
Wow. Okay.
Not the stuff that LL had already on the track. The central line and the beat and all of that. I did that at Marley's crib.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And he had my disc from the 950. If you listen to the DJ Kool V Never Sleeps, I mean, the Diabolical Biz Markie Never Sleeps album, you'll hear sample noises in LL's album, the same samples. Now, where do the samples come from? The samples come from 45 King, so there's no way Marley got the samples. He had my disc that I had at the house, so it was a disc that had the timing on it from the 950s and the fucking Jingling Baby track. That's the truth.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Anybody tell you different, they lying. I got the 2 inches.